Hi everyone, welcome to Tea Time Talk with Diane. I'm Diane. Oh, I am so ready for this afternoon tea that I'm going to have. Can't wait to have it right now. I've been so busy, it's almost the end of the week, and what am I going to talk about today? You just never know. Whatever's on my mind is what I talk about. First, let me get the tea going. I brought out another one of my little teapots that's in my collection. This is a cute little hummingbird teapot here. That. And my teacup, which are pretty little roses. This is, I should have got my reading glasses. It's called Soft Pink Lace. Old Country Roses is what it's called. Don't know, but that's what it's called. And I'm going to have some loose tea today, and I have picked the Irish breakfast of the loose tea. I hope you join me for some afternoon tea. It's always so refreshing. It really is. What have I been doing today? Went out to lunch with my lady friends. My gosh, that's such a riot. It really is. And we talked for, probably 2.5 hours. Yep. You think I would be all talked out. Are women ever all talked out? I don't think so. Nope. We talked for 2.5 hours. One gal was missing from the group. Debbie, she is in Germany for a whole month visiting her daughter. That's going to be real nice for her to come back and show all the pictures and tell us the story of her nice vacation for a whole month. Yeah, whole month. The other ones haven't done really a whole lot. We just, it's just time to sit there and chit chat, really, it is. So this week I went and got something. Didn't need it at all, but I saw something on Facebook Marketplace again. And it was a collection. And I'm going to show it to you here in a few minutes. But have you ever just kind of had an eye on something you think, I just really kind of want that. But you can't just get that. You had to take the whole thing. And that's what I did. I took the whole thing. Yeah, I did. Who knew in all my chickens, roosters, that I'd become kind of a rooster gal? I don't know. But I am starting to collect a nice variety of different chickens to roosters in my whole house and trickling out into the yard. Really, I have. So today's lunch was the luncheon. Tomorrow I have a medical appointment that's going to take the entire day. It is. And then this weekend I have to get busy. We are redoing our back patio area. We're going to take out that mulch and stuff that's down underneath my patio table that I show, and it's all going to be nice cement to match the sidewalk and the rest of it. And I think that will be really, really nice because I'm tired of walking on that mulch. I know the dogs are. All they like to do is their business in that mulch, and I'm getting kind of tired of that too. So to have the nice patio out there where I can lay a nice rug, down will be real great. And we'll still have the pergola set up. I'll be able to move my barbecuer over, and I think it'll work out. I really do. I'm going to do another kind of stroll around my yard for July to show you what's growing, what's not, what survived that hailstorm after about 30 days, and what it all kind of looks like. Got kind of some different things, planted 2 more trees, different watering system that we're kind of doing, just like I said, trial and error on your yard, really. This month we're fighting those, first it was the wasps. It's always them. Flies are bad this time of the year, somehow this year above all other years. And of course, those elm tree, if you have elm trees in your area or in your yard, we have them nearby. At the back of the property is a huge one. And we have those elm little bugs. They don't hurt you, they're not harmful, anything. They're just kind of a nuisance. I've got to find some kind of a spray or something. If you know of a home remedy spray of some kind, let me know. because I'll spray it on all the window seals, the doors, everything to try to keep them from not coming in the house. Nobody likes bugs of any kind in the house. Not a fly, not a mosquito, nothing, and certainly not those elm bugs. So I'm on the hunt for that. But this particular video, like I said, I'm going to show you two things. One is my chicken cabinet with the chickens that I got, and I had to go quite a little ways for it, and it was terribly hot that day. I took my 2 dachshunds with me. I don't know if that was a mistake or not, but I hate for them to sit at home for long periods of time, even though they're 2 of them of a pair. They can keep each other company. They just like to go. They like to ride in the car and they like to go. But because it was so hot, even though the AC's on and all of that, boy, when they got back home, they just crashed in the living room and both, took a nice long nap. And they were tired after their outing with Mom. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that hits the spot. It does. Oh, afternoon tea, nothing better, huh? Maybe you like coffee. A lot of people like coffee in the afternoon. I always would have 4 o'clock coffee. That's what I liked. At the end of the day, I would just pour myself a nice cup of hot coffee, and it just seemed to get me that last little kick start for the rest of the hour till 5 o'clock, when I was at work. Now, my 4 o'clock has turned into whenever I want it during the day. Truly, whenever I want coffee during the day. And my afternoon tea time or morning tea time is the same way. Whenever I want to just sit down and have a nice cup of tea and maybe chat with all of you folks out there, I enjoy that. I do. Do tell me what you do all week. If you had a good week, if you had a bad week, tell me what you're growing in your yard or not. Did you put up a pool? Tell me what's going on in your world. I'd love to hear about it. I really would. So when I get started showing you on the chicken cabinet, like I said, I used to not think anything about it. My mother was the one that collected chickens, and she had a nice collection. She really did. When she passed away, I got the chickens, but at that particular time in my life, I don't know, I just wasn't into the chickens somehow. So I gave them all away to my niece. I hope she still has them and is enjoying them. Now, after 6 long years, this last couple, probably 3 years that I can think of, somehow they've just been kind of flying my way and coming into my kitchen. And like I said, out in the yard that I have ceramic roosters and different things around. And I think they're kind of fun. Especially in my kitchen, I think they're really kind of fun. I don't want to get too overwhelmed. Some people may say I already am. I don't know. But I couldn't pass up this cabinet with the chickens. There was just a couple of little items in there that I truly wanted. So let me pause, even though my tea's ready. It's terribly hot, so this will give you time to have it cool down a little bit. And let me pop on over here to show you what I got. Okay, I'm going to start with the cabinet that I've had for many, many years. This is the cabinet that I redid that was really just kind of a bookcase. And it was just the pine natural wood, and it had glass doors. I completely transformed this into what it looks like now. And how did I do that? Well, I did the chalk painting. I did the charcoal and the white on it. I took the glass out of the doors, zoom in here, and I put the chicken wire in there. And then I put little cute rooster drawer knobs on it. This was one of the chickens that I got in the collection. I just thought he was cute. But in my cupboard here are these, they're quite expensive now to just go and buy. And if you see them, and they're on a good sale or whatever, the price is marked down, they're great. These soup tureens that are roosters or chickens. And I've been collecting them now, and I like the ones that I have. I really do. So up here now, the 2 chickens, the one in the middle, of course, of the nesting glass one I've had for a long time. And the other big chicken I've had for quite a while. But this rooster lamp, was what I was after. It came with this nice little picture up here. And so I moved this cabinet that used to be by my window, and I just kind of moved it over here, right here, because I needed to have room for this right here, this one. Now, this is a pine cabinet. I think at one time it was one that maybe held for wine glasses, because the underneath shelves are notched out for hanging a goblet, a glass goblet. So what did I get? Well, started with, and I see my big rooster has fallen over. I've got to put him back up. He's up there, but he's fallen over. I apologize for that. I'll get him put back up. It has the 3 little drawers. It came with a nice little rooster runner here that I put on this side of the door. And then inside, so I'll go to the bottom shelf first. I already had on the right there, I already had the stained glass rooster that lights up. He's on a timer, so he's not on right now. And then the other chickens, plus the little sign back here, came with this set of all the chicken stuff. And the sign is Farm Fresh Eggs, right here. But look at the guy in the middle. Now I have one, but this one was the color that I wanted. Really, it was. And then look right here at this. These are these little hot plates that are cast iron, and I liked him too. This, it's missing, I think it's missing 2, but this right here are the little dash and pinch and smidgen that I do use of measuring spoons. Okay, then we come up here to this. Here's this little guy over here on the right. He's kind of cute, isn't he? I was really just after this light up chicken right here because it is a lamp. That's all I was after. The little creamer, I have a white one, but this one's red. Kind of nice, huh? And then in that collection, she also had the amber color of the glass nesting rooster back there. And a nice little plate. And then on the third shelf up here, I had my plate, which is at the back, and then my little rooster, which is this one right here, was mine. And this rooster's mine, and the one at the back. This is the one that I have that's white, which is a candy dish. That's what these are. They're candy dishes. The big rooster at the back, the white one, that's one that my mother used to have, very similar to the one she used to have. And then I just kind of put, I put the greenery up there. There was some, over here, there was some pictures along with it of chickens. I think it goes with my, down here, of my rooster planter right here. Now the wood is no big deal. It really isn't. It's just a cabinet. If I can get this closed here, you know, with wood like this. It's in good shape. I may stain it. I could paint it. I could add either glass knobs down here, or I could get the little white roosters when they come back to Hobby Lobby, that they even have them. They don't have them right now. But that is my little, now what I call another chicken cabinet with a display of all kinds of chickens. There's more though, there really is. Down in the drawers, which I have made room for, let's see if I can get this without dropping everything. So the bottom drawer, I have put my Royal Albert teacups and saucers. The second drawer here, look at all these. This was more that came with the collection. And it's everything from, look how adorable these are. Look at this. You put eggs in that. A poached egg. Yep. And we have, to get my phone strap here out of the way. Just all kinds of little things that came along with this of the chickens. Cute little things, really. And because I didn't want them all up in here, you know, with all of this making it way too much, I just put them down there. And then some extra of my teacups. See, I'm still trying to get the collection of the teacups that are for every month. And I just kind of set all that back down in there. But I'm thrilled with it because it gave me a little bit more room for my teacups, really, of different things. And it's such a cute little cabinet. I hope you agree. Well, what did you think of the chicken coop as far as the cabinet? I don't know. You do crazy things, I guess, when you get older, but if it puts a smile on your face, why not? Do post a comment and tell me if you think I should paint the cabinet, leave it alone, put new drawer handles on it, or take out those underneath where it's, like I said, you can hang a goblet under there. I'll have to figure out when I take the shelf off of that how I can get those off of there so you're not looking at that. But I was kind of pleased with my purchase. I really was. You don't often find a collection like that. So many different ones. The rooster lamp on my other cabinet, the darker one, the shabby chic one that I did chalk painting on, I really like that one. I really do. And I liked when I stand back in my kitchen, because my kitchen has so much white in it. It really does. Even the wall color is, you know, a nice soft beige color. But I still have an awful lot of white in here, mostly because of this kind of white furniture. And so when I stand back and I look at each one of the cabinets, I thought it kind of warmed up the kitchen. I really did. I'd really like to know what you think on that. I will keep both of them because the one cabinet that I did myself, that I painted and did and put the chicken wire in there of taking the glass doors off. Easy project, really. It was easy and fun. That's kind of sentimental to me, so I'll hang on to that for a while. But this one could be the same thing. I could even knock out the wood and do the same thing on the doors of having the chicken wire in there. But that's on down the road and around the bend of doing that project. I have too many other things I need to get done first. My yard is one of them. I diligently look after my yard because it's a large property. And I have a lot to do out there, I really do. By the time I care for flowers and making sure they're watered every day, especially in the heat, because it dries it up, you know, it evaporates so fast that I have to go around and make sure everything is watered very well. And sometimes I have to do that twice a day. It just depends on the weather. When we go into the 3-digit temperatures, which have been coming this week, then I really have to watch things out there. I do. I keep my puppy dogs in the house. They're in the living room right now, kind of sacked out. They really are. They did so well today. They're older now, 4 and 5 years old. They're older now where I can leave them, and I feel good about it, that they're not going to get in trouble in the house. You know, nothing's going to happen. And I can be gone for 2.5 hours having lunch with my ladies. Gosh, we had fun today, and we talk about so many different things. It's such a variety to hear other people talk about maybe what they do know, what they don't know. One commented on my last video on making the strawberry and peach ice cream on my Cuisinart little ice cream maker. I said, go get one of those, really fast and easy. She commented and said the same thing. I can't believe how fast that was. Yeah, it really was. The peach cobbler, when I got that, of making that out of that little bag, it didn't need any sugar, folks. It didn't. The peaches with the syrup of the peaches, of their juices, you know, was just fine in that cobbler. We didn't even add ice cream on it. We just ate it the way it was. Gosh, that was a treat. In fact, I'm going back probably Sunday. I'll go back and I'll get some more of that. I want to get the peach syrup from that farmer's stand and try that. That lady even told me that the syrup she uses on her pancakes, it tastes real good, you know, instead of just regular maple syrup, she'll use that instead. I could see that. I really could. It was just so tasty, really. I'll probably gain 20 pounds just eating ice cream this summer and having all these yummy, yummy good things. But you know what? It's summertime. And it's kind of like at Christmas when you bake all your goodies at Christmas. It's summertime. You should enjoy the foods that you like. to eat and fix, and I do. I like good salads during the summertime, and I like that, a refreshing ice cream cone, a root beer float. I'm all for one of those too. Anything like that that maybe brings back your childhood, brings back an old memory, yeah, go for it. Really, go for it. Just like my afternoon, sit down and have a nice cup of hot tea. That hit the spot. Short video today, other than to go split this now and go into, I'm going to wait till it cools down just a little bit more, and then I'm going to go do the walk around the yard and show you kind of what we've done in my project that I'm going to do on this porch before the cement guys get here to pour the cement on Monday. I'm hoping all of you are having a nice week, you know, that maybe you really got a project finished, started and finished, or, you know, you've done something. And if you haven't, that's okay too. Just enjoy your summer. Enjoy it with friends, family, your significant other, you know, whoever you have. If you're all by yourself, you know, you're just a single person, that's all right too. Find something that you enjoy, really. If you just want to curl up, you know, your favorite chair and read a summer novel, or gosh, there's just so many things. I was getting a big kick out of my son's girlfriend. Her name's Fawn, and I posted about her birthday and going swimming in their pool, but it was more than that. She's like me. She likes outdoors. She loves to fish, just like I do. She likes to do gardening of anything, and she did the raised, like a flower bed, only it's for vegetables, and it's out of that, like a, I won't say a galvanized steel, but I can't remember what it's called, like an aluminum looking thing. They're oval. She got them on Amazon, and she has 2 of them, and she started with just some herbs on the end, and then she did put some squash in there. I think she's got on one, she's got a tomato plant in. I don't know. Anyway, the whole thing was just filled. Beautiful green of everything. Doing very well with her watering system of the misters that she put in there. And quite the green thumb, really. And one of the gifts that I gave her for her birthday is something they gave me one Christmas, and I love it to death. It's one of those little padded cushion knee pads, but it has the handles on it so that you can either kneel down and do your gardening, and you can get back up by hanging on to these handles of it, or you can flip it around and you can sit on it, you know, and take a break or whatever. And I said I use mine all the time, so I got her one of those. And then I asked my son, I said, what would she like for her birthday? You know, something different this year or whatever. He said, something gardening, Mom. So she stays out of the garage in my tools. I said, I'm on it. I know exactly where to get her. And I did. So I got her a combination. It was the nice little carrying bag with the little pouches all around. I think there's 3 on one side, 3 or 4, and 3 or 4 on the other side, where you can put your little garden tools, everything from, you know, your hand trowel to, I think there were some scissors in there. There's the little tree clippers. There was also a little tree saw that came with this one. There was some garden gloves, all that, you know. Not kids stuff either, not like what I gave my granddaughter one year. No, this is an adult set. And that and the gardening pad thing of the seat thing, she really liked that. She really did. And I know she will use it. I know she will. In fact, she just sent me, while I was at lunch with my ladies, she sent me a picture of the little kneeling pad seat thing. And she had picked her cucumbers. 2 of them on there. I'll show that too. It was so cute. It really was. She's such a sweetheart, bless her heart. So she actually today, yes, today, let's see, is today the 9th? Anyway, on the 9th, it's her birthday, but we celebrated it a little bit early. And she was up fishing, caught a wonderful, wonderful big fish. She's quite the fisherwoman, like I am. I don't call myself a fisherman. I'm a fisherwoman. I call her fisher lady. And she's pretty much outfished my son. They both fly fish, and they do it very well. They have self-taught themselves fly fishing. They have all the equipment, all the stuff now, and they take their small motorhome. And this year they left the animals at home. They left the big dog Sadie. I love Sadie. She's such a good dog. And their cats at home. And her mother was going to come over and house sit and take care of the animals, in other words, while they went up for a few days and just got away and did their vacation and had her birthday. And I think that's pretty special. I really do. I never had that in life. I really didn't. Had 4 sons, and all those years of raising them, I never was able to go on a vacation, never was able to have a babysitter come, you know, because times 4, you know, it gets expensive. It really does. So wherever we went, so did my children. It's just where it was. We went a lot of different places of summertime to do things, yes, of going fishing or camping or doing something, but the kids always went with. They really did. But I thought that was really kind of nice of her mom that she was coming this week to hold down the fort, in other words, while they went and had their little quality time together. I thought that was special. So now I'm going to stop my video, say goodbye to all you nice folks out there that always, I see on my phone that I have another wonderful email. I haven't read it just yet. Another wonderful email from Sharon in Fort Worth, Texas. I so enjoy when she sends me an email. They're just so filled with nice things. You know, it just makes me smile, and I get to learn about other people and what they do in their life, and I enjoy that. I really do. This week, I don't think there's anything too much happening except the terrible floods. That is bad. That I listen to either on, it's everywhere. You know, either it's on YouTube, Facebook, just the news, your local news. You know, evening news that comes on and tells you about what's going on in the world. And I do feel for all those people that have lost loved ones in a horrible, horrible, freaky flooding storm like that it just swept them away, and there's still so many they haven't found, and that's heartbreaking. It really is. Other than that, I haven't heard anything else. I think you all know, if you've kept up with all these trials and things that I've kept up with, Brian Kohlberger, that he took that plea deal. That was a little unexpected, I think, but he did do it. I feel sorry for the victims, you know, the families on that. But he will spend the rest of his life behind bars, so there you go on that. The Lori Vallow Daybell sentencing is coming up in a couple of weeks here on the 25th of July. I will be tuning in for that, seeing what the judge sentences her to. I pretty well have a good idea, but we'll see. And talked about that with my ladies at lunch today, and a couple of them didn't really know the story on that, so I was filling them in, and they really couldn't believe it. I said, it just is just a woman that doesn't live on planet Earth, really. I said, her mind is completely far, far away on things. And I said, she's on planet Lori. She really is, her own planet. And I said, now she's got to serve out her time in prison for being a serial killer that I don't think her family or anybody saw coming. Really, I don't. I don't know what the verdict will be on the trial coming up for the second time on this man in Colorado that they extradited him back from Arizona on the tranquilizer gun thing on his wife and killed her. I don't know what will happen on that, but I'll keep you informed. I will. Just stay tuned. If you're into that kind of thing. If you're not, you just listen and say, oh, did that really happen in the world? Yes, it did. It wasn't a fictional book. I didn't write it like I do on my books. This was real life stuff that happens, folks. And that Lori Vallow Daybell thing, that was quite something. I don't think even Steven Spielberg could have written a movie that good. Maybe, I don't know. But it happened in real life, and it was tragic. It really was. Terrible, terrible things. But this week is good things, other than the heat. It's good things, it really is. So I'll end now by saying have a wonderful weekend. Get busy on some project like I've got to do, and enjoy my walk around the yard. And my video today is showing you my chicken cabinet with the collections that I went and got. This is from my little tea time area back over to you, that I hope you're enjoying your tea time with me also, and finding a really tasty tea. This one's pretty good. This little Irish breakfast is pretty good. So I'll catch you later. Bye-bye. So this is my back patio porch area that's going to get fixed in just a couple of days in here. I have to take out this mulch, take up the rug, get the furniture, everything put on the side of the house over here, probably by the garage, for them to pour cement in all that you see red of the red mulch. Plus, they're going to pour right over here, that area right back in there. Right back in there is where they're going to pour some more concrete. So when I'm sitting out here, pretty much what collects is the mulch on the rug. And I want to get that taken care of. I really do. My little birdhouse up here has some birdies in it. Way up there. You can hear them. They're really, really faint right now, and I'm worried about this when they move my pergola, because the babies are in there. My little mini garden is doing very well. This is the one that I show the back of the house here, where I have my duck in the corner. This was the little gnome that I got, the little one that I put in here. My little bird bath. This is some of the little miniature furniture that you can find. My painted rock. Some more of my little miniature. Let me set him up right here in a little chair. Get him to sit in there. Yeah, no, Coco, you get out of there. My hens and chicks right here on the end. Yeah. Still have my little inflatable pool up that I enjoy. And over here, my tree's holding its own. I don't know if it's going to make it or not. Set my pillow up again. I really don't know if it's going to make it. We'll see. So if I come around the corner here, you can see, I think I still need to chop off like this branch here down. I'll cut it down to about here. And I think I'll get rid of this one and maybe a little bit off of that one. I put it in my plant app, and my plant app says it's getting a little bit too much water. We'll see. I've got to go over there by my greenhouse and get the other little round paver to put on this tree, and I need to find some more for my other one back here. Grass is doing fine. I'll cut it here in a day or two. It's late afternoon, so the sun is out really bright. My hollyhocks didn't last this year as long as they're supposed to. They're supposed to last clear until August. Now, once hollyhocks have stopped blooming, this is what they do. They go into having, there's the seeds that I take out right there, and I can plant a whole bunch more. And I will be. I'll do this whole thing again of sprinkling those seeds for next year. Next year. The rose bush on this side. Get back over here. The roses did start coming back, thank goodness. Really. From that hail damage. They've started to bloom again. Pretty, pretty. I'll stop here and take a just a photo of what this place looked like right after I put this trellis up here and how bare everything was. Everything here is pretty much the same. Next year, I'm going to take this out of here and put it back over where I had it on the other side of the road, of the driveway. It seemed to have done a lot better over there. The fountain's going. And again, the roses, they came back. Yes, they did. Which I'm so thankful that they came back. I come around the bend. We did our watering system just a little bit different in the last week, and I'll show you why. We got a tripod down here. There. We got that to help get the water closer to the house. Because as you can see, my roses here, this whole bush should have roses on it, and it doesn't. This one's doing better. I went back and I found the guy that I bought my lions from, the cement lions. And I took the top part of my fountain that broke, and he's making me a new one. I gotta contact him tonight and see how that's going, so that I can get my fountain going again. Now the yellow roses, they need more water, I guess. They need to go some more. I put the trellis up here and put the clematis, and it's struggling, folks. I won't lie, it is. But I'm giving it lots of water. I really am. Everything else is about the same. I moved my fence. I took down the white picket fence of the wooden fence and put this vinyl one up and moved it back away from my big pretty tree here. Shortened up the doggy run just a little bit, but it's okay. I'm letting the grass grow out a lot better, and I can get my riding lawnmower back in here better. My other little flowers have stopped blooming right now, but that's all right. The big aspen tree, it's so big. Getting so big because it was just a little starter, it really was. And then my bigger trees come along here. So I may stop this and do it first thing in the morning when there's not so much sun. I took out the lilac bushes. They didn't make it. I took them out and got some burning red bushes down here. Still doing fine on my little tree with the flowers. But I took these out and I put in, there's one burning, they'll get red in the fall. One right there, right there. This was just a bush that was on sale at Lowe's, so I got it, half price. And this, I think it got too much water of the lilac bush that I did plant. Kind of sad about that. Okay, I'm on the other side of the driveway, coming along. And again, from that hail damage to now, all things considering, it hasn't done too bad. But the hail really did do a lot of damage. It really did. Walking along, and I'll tell you what it beat up and did the most was my tiger lilies. They're not blooming this year. That's another. Don't know why. I don't know why. Oh, a nice breeze today. Finally. A nice breeze. Come along here. Roses are doing better. Flowers are doing better. They're getting lots more water. I'm not touching that one. Doesn't look like a wasp in there of a nest, but I'm not touching that anymore. Nope, nope, nope. Here's my peaches. One I see right here. Yeah. And they look pretty bad because, like I said, these don't look too bad up here. These two. Right there. There's that other one. Right there. That doesn't look too bad. But I don't know if they're going to make it. There's my bee just a-going. Help me name him. Yeah. These are the burning red bushes that in the fall, they'll be bright red. Grapes are holding their own. They don't look as healthy as what I'd like them to be, but they are holding their own. Let's see if I can get a close-up of... There they are right there. Okay. Yep. They should be twice that big, and they're not. There's some right up here. Yeah, they should be twice that big. Terrible what the hail did. My rose garden. This is my little gnome I put in here. I painted him. There he is. Yeah, he's meditating, watching over the garden. Yeah, oh yeah. All the way across. All the way across. The greenhouse, the chicken coop. Still haven't painted that cart. I need to get on that, don't I? Yes, I do. Look what I got from the lady when I bought that chicken cabinet with all the chickens. These little chicks that move. Aren't they adorable? Yeah. Pretty cute. Okay, I come over here to the back area. And I planted the tree that's right there in what I call my little, it's where the squash is. That is my, let's see, I did a plum and I did a pear. So I think that's the plum tree. Yeah, it is. That's the plum tree. In the middle is the apple. And then right over here, I did a plum tree. Yep. This is struggling. Just don't know about that. Just don't know. I've done everything possible, folks, to make this from the hail damage. It's just very, very slow in taking off. It really is. But I'm working on it. Well, folks, that's the end of my video for another week that's gone by. I hope you have enjoyed my walk around the yard for July. Some things I'm still not very proud of, but there's nothing I can do about the weather elements. When strong winds or the severe rain to hail storm that we had, I'm surprised I have what I have right now, really. There's a lot of other homes that pretty much lost everything, and it's a shame, but it's holding its own on a lot of different things. But I'm sure glad my roses came back. I'm having company the first week in August, and I so wanted to show them all my pretty flowers of everything. But August is another month of going down. You know, things are fading away because you'll be going into fall in September, and you know, early part of September and October is going to be fall, and so I won't have what I have even right now. So I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying what I have right now, and I'm so glad some of my roses came back. I'll see whether they make it in August when my company comes. The hollyhocks were a disappointment today when I ran around the corner. I've been kind of keeping my eye on them, but they had flowers on them, but not now. And I know from watching my past videos or just pictures that I've had that those hollyhocks lasted clear until August, just fine. I don't know what happened on them. And same with my grapes. When the beating of those hard balls of water hit all of them, by the first week in August, I had wonderful grapes, and I don't think I'm going to get them this year. Just don't. But I'm okay. I'm all right with sitting out here and enjoying what I do have. This is called a kind of a beekeeper. It looks like lavender, and it attracts the bees. I have to diligently water this, and otherwise the leaves on it just kind of droop over, and they'll come back with some water. So that's a almost 3 times a day, I have to water that. Yeah. I'm going to keep an eye on my little bird's nest up here. Like I said, I'm a little bit concerned with moving all this patio stuff out of the way for the guys to come and pour this concrete, that I really hope it doesn't disturb the birds too bad. I'll tell them to be pretty careful when they're moving it and tell them that the birdies are up there. But I'm just hoping the mom and the dad will find them. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll hear their little cries and find them to go feed them, you know. Because it's real faint. They're tiny little ones in there. I can hear them. I can. So I'm wishing all of you a happy summer, a happy close to this week, and I'll catch you again on my channel of Cooking with Carol Diane, if I can get out my name, or on this end of it of Tea Time Talk with Diane. And we'll see what next week or even the week after that brings. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.